What's up, everyone? We're with the UFC 303 predictions and breakdowns. Jiri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira 2. Co-main event with Brian Ortega and Diego Lopes. It's a great card. Thank God for Jiri and Alex Pereira stepping up, saving the UFC once again. Honestly, so much this past week, but let's just jump into this, man. Starting with the opener of this card of Ricky Simone and Vinicius Oliveira. Both going the opposite ways in terms of career. Ricky Simone off 2 bad L's, especially that one against Mario Batista. Um, and Vinicius Oliveira with that crazy flying knee in his last bout. Um, I have Ricky Simone round 3 decision. I just think Vinicius Oliveira, he's very dangerous, very explosive striker. He's taller than him a good amount. Um, has a size advantage. I think he has a really good explosive striking, should I say? Ricky Simone, he's a very basic MMA fighter. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ricky Simone, he's a cool dude. I mean, look at that cut, but he's just very basic. I think he has good grappling. He can take you down. And that's really where I see this fight ending up. I think it's very dangerous round 1. I think he could get clipped though by Oliveira, but other than that, I mean, other than the round 1 KO that Vinicius Oliveira could get, but I just don't see that happening. Ricky Simone's pretty basic when it comes to term in the pocket and everything. Not a crazy striker at all. I think he would weather the storm early with his power, because Vinicius Oliveira, he has pretty good power when he gets his hand on your chin, or I guess his fist in your chin. But I don't see Ricky Simone putting himself in that situation. Even if he does get in that situation, I think he'll just weather the storm, possibly just lose in the first round. I see him just taking this to decision pretty easy, pretty fair. Um, but Vinicius Oliveira coming out as the underdog, I'll stick with Ricky Ramon. Ricky Simone. Ramon. Where did I get that from? But anywho, moving up the card, we got Carlos Hernandez versus Ray Tsuruya. Uh, yeah, I have no clue how to say his last name, but Ray's a great prospect out of Japan. Uh, kind of following the steps of Taisutsu Taira, but not to know. He's been on the road to UFC for his past 3 fights. He's a good grappler. He's a great grappler, crazy smooth. He has a good ground and pound as well. Like, he can finish fights. Very young prospect, 22 years old. Carlos Hernandez though has great hands. He's good boxing. Did get KO'd by Tetsuro Taira though, so I mean, if that's a red flag from a Japan fighter, I don't know what is. I think he'll suffer the same fate, but I think he'll get taken down to the ground because that is his weakness. Um, he got subbed by Alan Nascimento, um, standing, I think, rear naked choke, if not in the first round. So I have Ray. I'll take him by first round TKO, probably ground and pound. I don't really see him subbing him. Uh, you would think you would bounce back and not try to get subbed again, right? So I'm thinking like a TKO ground and pound round 1 for him, or round 2. Um, I think he has good boxing, Carlos Hernandez, but I just don't see him using that to win the fight. He does have Ray does have very questionable striking defense, but that can be worked on. Questionable striker as well. I mean, a lot of questions. I mean, but we'll see in this fight. I think he'll get it done though. Just get it on the ground and finish the fight there. But moving up the card, got the old man Andrei Arlovski versus Martin Buday. Uh, Andrei Arlovski coming off 2 L's, tough. I think he's 0-3 in his last 3. Old as hell as well, 45. I did not know he was that old. I thought he was 43. But facing Martin Buday. Martin Buday is Anyway, I have Martin Buday round 2, KO or decision. I can see because I mean the thing is about Andrei Arlovski, he's a very crafty, fundamental, crafty vet of the UFC, former champ. But I just can see Martin Buday getting his way. He's really just a pressure. He comes with a lot of pressure out of the gate. Let's see his last bout. I think it was against Shamil Blob Gaziev, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he actually got destroyed. I remember this fight. He got destroyed. Um, Regardless of that, I have him. I'll take him a decision because Andrei Arlovski is very he's just a crafty vet. Doesn't get finished often at this point in his career, but it's heavyweight. But Martin Buday is just a pressure striker. I mean, he just walks you down. I think it kind of forces wheels down your throat. Pause. Um, I just think he'll probably be better just because of this L he took to Shamil, the Blob, and and that L, it's not a horrible L. I mean, just because Shamil lost to Rosenstrike via exhaustion, he literally tapped to exhaustion and before the last round. So that's pretty embarrassing. But I just think that's not the worst loss to have. I mean, he's a ranked opponent. He was fighting upper class, or not upper class. Like it's a class of opponents he's faced against Rosenstrike. So it's not a horrible L. Um, I mean, he is an apex fighter, but I just think he'll just walk him down. Andrei Arlovski won't have much for it. He's pretty old. This might be his retirement fight. Who knows? Moving up the card, we have Michelle Waterson Gomez versus Gillian Robertson. One thing I will say about these two, I think she has what's her nickname? Michelle Waterson. It's like a hottie, something the karate, right? She does not know how to inflict any damage onto another human being in terms of just fighting, right? So that's one thing that's taken, to account of her fighting. She's a karate style fighter. Yeah, I don't see her really inflicting any pain onto this upcoming. She's not even a freaking prospect. She's a great vet grappling. She can grapple. That's her bread and butter, Gillian Robertson. But I got Gillian Robertson in the third round. I think she'll win via decision or sub. I don't think Michelle Waterson has the tools to really do anything. She's really 0-7 in her last 7, if we're being real. Her last one fight was in 2020, so that's not a great look at all. And it was probably a Robbie win. It was against Angela Hill. This was COVID time, so maybe not a lot of people were watching, but I think it was a robbery. So she really is 0-7. But I mean, I'm not saying she's a shit striker, but she's a shit striker. And I don't know. She stands there a lot, throws some kicks. She just it looks like she's almost sparring. Where Gillian Robertson, she can finish people on the ground. That's her game. She kind of imposes her will. She's not like one of those fighters who's just gonna walk around, just stand there, just waiting for something to happen. She kind of, brings the grappling in her department. She has good takedowns. I think she can finish this fight, but if not, that's why I'm betting on a round 3 decision. Just a decision for Gillian Robertson. Probably gonna be a snooze fest. If not, round the sub. But I got Gillian Robertson. Moving up the card, the young phenom Payton Talbott taking on Yanis Ghemmouri. Probably said that shit wrong. 8-0 for Payton Talbott. He's a great striker, undefeated, 3-0 in the UFC. I think he's gonna take care of this man round 1. Think about Ghemmouri. I would say Yanis, bro. I don't know how to say his name. He did lose to William Gomez, the fighter who, had that thing at the weigh-in. That guy. He's a interesting fighter. he's not really, he doesn't mix up the striking too well. He has okay kicks, kind of a pressure heavy attack that will stand in front of you. Uh, you know, I don't think there's nothing special about him. There's something special about Payton Talbott. He's about like probably the second best striking probably the best striking prospect in the UFC at this, in my opinion. He's like Sean O'Malley. He's a huge favorite. Oh my god. Before he was like a minus 2,000 favorite. He's still a humongous favorite. He should win this by round 1 KO, round 2 TKO maybe. He's just very patient. I think he really trusts in his striking. He really just, I mean, if you've seen what he did to Cameron Simon in his last fight, and Cameron Simon's no slouch. He's a great prospect as well, but absolutely destroyed him. He won every second of that fight. I just don't see how he loses this. Undefeated as well, has a great streak. You could see him on the ground, but I just see him like just outworking him. He's very patient as well, like, and very slick. So like I just see him working out of bad positions and that Yanis can put him in. I think he'll take him. Probably, I think the finishing sequence with Payton would be probably like a left hook or right, just a hook onto like a counter hook over of a kick, or maybe a hook for a hook. I don't know. I just can see him just easily KOing him. It's just pretty easy to see, respectfully. But we'll see. Moving up the card, Charles Jourdain versus Gene Silva. This is a hard one. I'm not even gonna lie. Gene Silva with a nice KO in his last outing against, who was it? It was Stephen Wonderboy's training partner. He just won his last match. He just fought like 2 weeks ago. Wow, who was it? Weston Wilson, I think. He's like a jiu-jitsu practitioner. He was trash, horrible. That was a horrible outing for him. He just stood there. Horrible outing for him. He got knocked out. And Gene Silva he's very dangerous in the first round. Nice power. It's gonna be a second fight in the UFC. I can see success for Gene Silva, but also Charles Jourdain's a pretty great striker as well. He does like start off a little slow, which is why I can see Gene Silva can. I'm leaning more towards his activity in the first round. I can see him KOing Charles Jourdain. I can see it more than I can see Charles Jourdain winning a decision in a way. It's a hard one because they're both like Charles Jourdain is really, he's very slow. Like I'm not slow. I could say patient, but he doesn't really force anything. He does a lot of backpedaling in his fights, but he's more controlling distance than backpedaling. That's a hard one. I want to say Charles Jourdain decision, but I'm just gonna lean to Gene Silva. I can just see him ending this fight earlier than Charles Jourdain. I don't think Charles Jourdain can really finish this fight, just considering how he comes out of round 1. But we'll see. I am confident in this pick, but watch me get it wrong. I do believe it will KO him though. Moving up the card, Swanson, Andrei, Fili. Arguably lost his last fight. Swanson, he definitely did. Actually, it's not even arguably. He against Hakeem Douadu. I'm pretty sure that's that boy's name. The African Beast. It's hard to tell though. Andrei Fili got absolutely KO'd by Dan Ige. Dan Ige has power, and he was just not ready for that. But he's a ranked fighter. I don't think he was ready for that. Cub Swanson's been up and down lately. Been on the downfall, and this side of things. And sad. I've seen this unbedded episode. And he's with his kids. And I'm like looking at him like, man, like he really wants to win this for his kids, and like he's a cool dude, like humble guy. Like, and I feel like he can win this with the 3-round in 3 rounds with the decision, maybe 29-28. But I can also see Andrei Fili because of the height, the size, advantage he has over him. Andrei Fili's 5'11", Cub Swanson's 5'8", 4 inches of reach on Cub Swanson as well. It's hard to say. They both beat Artem Lobov. Artem Lobov. I'm not even sure if I said that correctly, but kind of the same way. 1 in 5 rounds, 1 in 3, both by decision. So that's why I kind of see them as similar fighters. But Andre Fili has that reach, which definitely gives you that confidence and kind of, I guess, shots you can come at with because you're taller. But and Cub Swanson doesn't have the craziest power. That's why I want to say Andre Fili. This is actually a really hard one, low key. Like I believe in Cub Swanson, but at the same time he could just get knocked out, which is just MMA because MMA makes no fucking sense, right? Right. Okay. Hard as hell. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I might say he's just inconsistent though. Andre Fili, like I just don't know what he's gonna do. What version is gonna show up on Saturday, right? A bit chinny, not really though. Say the same for both. Soft body, Cub Swanson. Fuck. I'm gonna have to say Andre Fili round 2 KO, low key. But watch Cub Swanson just win a decision. Moving up the card. Yeah, I'm gonna say Andre Fili. Oh, fuck. That's hard. Andre Fili. I'm gonna say Andre Fili round 2 KO. TKO. I think he's gonna get him on the cage. Cub Swanson's a tough dude, but he's gonna give it in. I think TKO for Andre Fili. Moving up the card, regardless, Joe Pyfer versus Marc-Andre. He's Canadian. Marc-Andre. This is all Marc-Andre, right? Joe Pyfer versus Marc-Andre. Joe Pyfer's gonna piece the fuck out of this guy. I think he's gonna finish him round 2 TKO. There's really nothing to be said about Marc-Andre. I mean, he's just like he's an okay boxer. Doesn't have the like any pop. If I can see, like I for what I've seen, I don't see much pop with him. Joe Pyfer is the favorite. I think he should be really hungry. He just lost to Jack Hermanson. It's a tough decision L. He's a gritty dude. You know, everyone doubted him. You know, he broke his arm. You know, fucked this shit up. Came back. Everyone doubted him. So, I think he should be really hungry. I seen in the first episode of Embedded, he looked hungry. His training camp's talking about, oh, he should be hungry. So, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Marc-Andre, I think he gets absolutely fucking slaughtered. I think this might be a flatline KO. I think he can be countered. And that's what I think Joe Pyfer can do. Just mix it up to the body and just KO the fuck out of this fool. Not to be said, Joe Pyfer is a salty man. He may even mix down takedowns. I don't think he'll do that though. He has good hands. Yeah, so I got Joe Pyfer. Enough said. Let's move with the Cardian Machado Garry versus MVP. This is a great fight. Pussy ass Colby Covington, you should take a fight. Take notes, bro. Damn. I had MVP. I was looking at these fights, you know. MVP manages distance pretty well, though he did face Kevin Holland, and he took that fight with no regard for human life. He didn't give a fuck about that shit. This is Ian Machado Garry. He's pretty hungry. He wants to, you know, move up the rankings, possibly get a title shot. I think MVP has a great shot to KO Ian Machado Garry in the first couple minutes of each round. Probably the first 2 rounds, right? I think he actually does probably drop him. Ian Machado Garry's been fucking, I don't even want to call him Machado. Ian Garry gets fucking, he can get popped. He's seen him fucking eat a disgusting ass, what was it? Or was it a left? A right? It was disgusting, but he popped up, won the fight regardless. That's the thing though with MVP. Like he has his blitzes. I feel like Ian, he manages distance very nicely. They both do, but Ian, he's taller than him. He'll have that advantage. He has short ass T-Rex arms though, 74-inch reach compared to Michael Venom Page's 79. So that will like help MVP a lot better in his blitzes. But I just don't think I can trust Michael Venom Page's power to just. Because he's been KO'd only once, like, you know, nothing crazy, right? I don't think anyone's KOing anyone in this fight, to be honest with you. I think Michael Venom Page can get an early knockdown, but I think that's the best he'll get because, I mean, I think Ian Machado Garry. I keep calling Ian Machado Garry. What the fuck is wrong with me? Ian Garry will just be chopping kicks at his leg. He has his karate stance, so I think he'll be chopping his some kicks at MVP. I don't think MVP will like any of that. And hitting with the jab. He just knows how to manage distance really well. He has good body kicks, but great head kicks. Great kicks all around. Great kicking game, and that will help him. So does MVP, but he won't use it as much. I just feel like if he doesn't KO him in one of his blitzes, MVP, he'll just lose a decision to Ian Garry due to like his good jab. Ian Garry has a great jab. His cuck ass, of course he would, right? He has good knees too against Jeff Neal. We saw that. I mean, I can see him KO. Like I can see him dropping him. I can really see MVP dropping Ian Garry, but besides that, I'll have a decision go to Ian Garry. He is the favorite, slight favorite. It's a very close odds, but yeah, I have him. Man, I can see him though slumping Ian Garry. I can just see it, but it's like, will that happen? And like, how could it happen? I just don't see. I can just see Ian Garry just coasting with the jab, doing well with the kicks, keeping good distance, even kneeing him maybe on one of his blitzes. Like I could just see a better path to victory for Ian Garry. Anyway, moving up the card. We're already in the main card. Do I want to skip over? This one? We'll just do it, Mayra Buena Silva versus Macy Chiasson. I mean, I honestly really want to skip this. Like, I honestly don't even know who could win this fight. It's going to be a snooze fest, right? This is my thing, Dana White. Get rid of this fucking division. We have fucking Raquel Pennington. That's the fucking champ. Are you kidding me? Get Juliana Pennington to fight for the fucking belt, please. Please just make that on like one of these fight nights. These fight nights looking in July are looking absolute dog shit. Anyway, UFC, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, actually, fuck that. I don't give a fuck who's winning that. Actually, I do. Watch a little bit. I think Macy Chiasson can win this fight. Mayra Buena Silva, though, she does have good grappling. Shit performance in her last bout in the championship fight. Oh my god. Snooze fest, man. Like, I don't want to see people just grapple. It's MMA, right? Chiasson does have no heart, though, because she fucking just went out on an up kick, to the liver, which I get. That shit hurts. But you have position. How are you going to fall over an up kick? That just feels like no heart. I don't have any heart for you. You don't have any heart for yourself, so how can I pick you? But I just feel like she can deal with the grappling that Mayra has. But it's like this could be a draw for all I fucking know. So let's go Macy Chiasson. She's the slight underdog, so I'll just pick her. Fuck her. Moving up the card, Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. This is a good fight. Roman Dolidze moving up from middleweight. He has good grappling. Anthony Smith. On paper, he could beat Pereira. No. I feel like the safer pick is definitely Anthony Smith just because he's a light heavyweight. Late notice, too, for Roman Dolidze. It's pretty obvious. He could out-wrestle Roman Dolidze, too, just because of how bigger he is. How bigger he is. That's great English. How big he is. Pause. Roman Dolidze he's not the worst on the ground. He's pretty good. That's his best work, really. It's just Anthony Smith. He's more refined. He's been in the division for a minute. He's been working on his grappling in the embedded episode, so I mean that's great to see. And I think he'll keep him at bay with his striking. I mean, there's not much to say from both because they're not both finishers, but I think Anthony Smith can control the pace and, do some good work off the ground, even maybe take him down, possibly. But I got Anthony Smith in a decision. If not, I think Roman Dolidze could piece him up just because of that, middleweight skill moving up. That's always that skill gap moving up a weight class. Like you see it in every, especially from like in every weight class, from like at least bantamweight to featherweight, light heavyweight to heavyweight. You see it a lot. Featherweights to lightweight, all that. So, but with that being said, and I got Anthony Smith in a decision. With the decision, I think he could, keep him at bay. And I don't think Roman Dolidze is really threatening, to be honest with you. Which is why he's probably fighting such late in his fight because no one really wanted to fight this guy. I don't know how he's ranked. Fuck this guy. I'm not a big Roman Dolidze fan. He's not all that to me. But let's just see what he's gonna do on Saturday because it would probably be crazy. Yes, he'll probably sleep Anthony Smith, which would just be, just awesome to see. Anyway, moving up the card, Brian Ortega, Diego Lopes. Great matchup. Great matchup. Both great jiu-jitsu. Oh, my God. Diego coming as that fucking, I'm pretty sure he's that motherfucker. Yep, that's like favorite, right? I love this guy. It's hard not to like his fights. He has great hands, bro. His power is crazy. Knocked a brother like mine, Sadiq Yusuf, man. Fuck. Got smoked by Diego Lopes. The crazy uppercut. It was a crazy short uppercut. Past Sabatini, slept him. It's like he has crazy power, but Brian Ortega has a good chin. And they both have great jiu-jitsu as well. So, like, even if he gets dropped, Brian Ortega, I'm saying. Because I think he'll get dropped, to be honest. Because he has crazy power. Great finishing instincts. Like, I think he has a great opportunity to make the best out of this, and I think he'll get it done by round 1 KO. I'm not even going to lie. I think Brian Ortega, your time's up, dude. Take your Eagle story. I think you're going to move up to lightweight. I think that's great for you. But, yeah, I think Diego Lopes is there to take your spot. He had a good win against Yair earlier this year, but you got dropped twice. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, wow. If he got dropped twice against Yair Rodriguez, I wonder who he's going to look like against Diego Lopes. Because Diego Lopes has hands, and I just think he can finish someone immediately as he drops him. I mean, it's hard to say you can't do that, after seeing his fight. So, and he's a tough dude. Like, he hasn't lost. He lost to Monster Evelev, but I was on late notice, and I just think Diego Lopes has the tools to finish him in 1 round. I think it's pretty clear. If that doesn't happen, I think he can weather the storm, Brian Ortega, and probably pull off a decision, but I don't think that's happening. So it's a good matchup. He could gas out first round. Just looking at Brian Ortega's way of winning, but I'll stick with Diego Lopes. He's looking good. I think he'll finish him in 1 with, ground and pound TK. I think it'll be a TKO on the ground. I think he'll catch him, maybe a short uppercut in the clinch or a short hook, and just follow up with some ground and pound and get that TKO in the first round. Moving on to the main event of the evening on Saturday evening. Jiri Prochazka, Alex Pereira, 2. This is an interesting one, The first fight, early stoppage, one of the worst stoppages. Mark got get the fuck off this card. Jiri, unpredictable, goofy style with the, Alex Pereira's kind of stoic demeanor, kind of interesting because he's been a lot better, man. Especially in his last fight against Jamal Hill. And I love Jiri, favorite fighter, so I would love for him to win this. But he just didn't show it against Rakic, and I guess he was trying to prove a point. Maybe just take the punches. His chin is absolutely insane. But, I mean, Alex has a touch of death in his left hand. Great kicks, which will be a difference if it goes the distance. But who knows if that will play a part and whoever wins this. But I think Alex has a better way of winning just with that left hand. Simple. I'll say round 2 KO for Alex. Yeah, it's pretty tough. I don't have much to say about Jiri. I think he can have success with the grappling. He should definitely use that. He can make a good adjustments. I really would want to see him win. I love both of these fighters, but it's just when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, what are you gonna pick, bro? I'm gonna pick Alex Pereira. I don't know. It's just hard to choose against that. I think Jiri can. The longer this fight, you know, is going on, I think Yuri's gonna, find some, you know, monster combo, 1-2, crazy elbow, maybe a flying. No, he won't give him a flying knee, but uppercut, some crazy. But the longest fight goes, the longer Yuri can or the more that Yuri can find an opportunity to strike and win this fight. But for my prediction, I'm going with Alex Pereira, round 2 KO. Probably a left hook, just a left hook or short. Yeah, short left hook. I'm just saying left hook, touch of death. I'm sorry, bro. It's really hard to say anything other than that. But this is a great card. I'm thinking we're gonna have a lot of finishes on this card. I can see Vinicius Oliveira possibly upsetting Ricky Simone. I mean, I can see a lot of these I can see Gene Silva easily KOing him just somehow, some way. I can just see it. Uh, I'm a mastermind of this. Joe Pyfer, I think he's beating the fuck out of him. Mark, Ian, I think it's gonna be a decision or an MVP knockout. But you heard my predictions, and appreciate you tuning in. And I'll catch you the day after the fight. Peace.